1L, readmission application strategy number 1. Focus on the personal counter response. As I shared in my other video, this 2-year waiting period for us is career enduring, not career ending. So what has happened and where we are right now, this is a part of our law school process, a part of our law school journey, and even our law career. This is not separate from it. So we can favorably build on top of this moment, of this entire circumstance, and still be in the framework as a practicing lawyer. And we can have and build transferable skills in this moment to law school and even as practicing lawyers. As I've told you, this is the ultimate training ground to develop ourselves mentally and emotionally as practicing lawyers. We can develop these skills right here and right now. So simulating ourselves still as a litigator or negotiator, whichever side of the coin that you are on. Let's think about the great litigators and negotiators. They have a skill set of countering. And what I mean by countering, when an opposing side presents an argument or presents a offer, they're not like, They have an answer. They have a counter response. They have a counter offer. They're not just stuck. A case, a deal is always forward moving, forward thinking, going back and forth. So this is just like us, where this is our personal / academic case, in a sense that we can frame it up to be. But we're not arguing or going up against our law school, because law school is on our side. They just had to follow the ABA rules. But I believe that this is a personal case of our older, outdated version of ourselves, our older, outdated academic performance versus this greater version of ourselves and this greater academic performance that we are going to bring back to law school to show that that past performance wasn't us. It was a false us. But that we can counter that outdated version of ourselves and be compelling and be creative in our personal statement, in our application, to show the steps that we are taking, the actions, the value, which I'll talk about in a separate video as far as the value that we're going to bring new. But that it's not about us staying stuck in that past performance, that past version of ourselves, where we can't focus on that come the personal statement or talking to law school administrators. We can't harp on that. Yes, bring it up, but we have to bring a new set of behaviors, new set of skills, new set of thinking, perspectives, frameworks, systems. This is all that I've been doing within my videos, sharing it with you, that I'm able to counter respond to that old past 1L performance, 1.29 GPA, because I've taken the steps and not only making these videos, but showing the concrete steps of putting performance systems in place, of the training camp and how I plan to map that out week by week in the 1L year, and how I plan to have these greater standards and academic self-awareness. Yes, that happened. But again, it's about the counter response. How can we introduce a new set of facts, a new set of evidence of ourselves? Not worrying about, because again, law school is not going to necessarily really care about that past self necessarily. They're not really going to feel sorry for us in the sense. Business is business. This is about results. So we have to talk about results. How can we produce results? How can we start intangibly and then produce tangible results? And making this promise and closing this deal with our law school to say that, hey, you let us back in, we'll show you how we will be on it, successful, dominating exams, whatever the case may be. It's about the response, not about the past. Again, that's not great litigators and great negotiators. They are forward thinking, forward behaving, always anticipating. So yes, it's a little different in this case, but this happened. But we have to be thinking forward, and we have to be making strategic moves and actions and figuring out what it is that where we were inefficient, but that these are all in responding and not feeling sorry for ourselves and not thinking that we suck, but that we have to truly believe that, hey, okay, we accept that past self and that it happened, but we believe that it's not us. We believe that we have a greater version of ourselves, a greater academic performance, that we've been through college, high school, we've been through academics throughout our lives. We got into law school. We have what it takes. We are more than academically capable. That was just a fluke. But we have to believe, just like a great litigator, negotiator, they believe in their case. They believe in the deal. They know the case. They know the deal. So this is why I believe this 2-year waiting period, we have to get to know ourselves. We have to truly believe in ourselves, believe in our abilities, believe in our academic performance, no matter what happened. And once we truly believe in that, like a litigator or negotiator, it's going to be easier to write a creative and compelling response as we submit and compose our personal statement within our application, and even talking to law school administrators that we are a greater version of ourselves and that we are not just sitting and not looking at that past self. Again, it's a false self. It's not us. So if we can focus on counter-responding, we can develop this skill that's going to serve us and that's going to be transferable once we become practicing lawyers. That if we can't fight for ourselves, represent ourselves, advocate for ourselves, what makes us think that we can do this for future clients? What makes us think that we can do this for our future firm? What makes us think that we can deliver this? So this is why I believe this is a great opportunity for us. And this is why I believe that we have to decide in this moment that this is what we really want to do. This is what we really want to become. Because this is something that we can take valuable lessons and develop valuable skills in this moment, separate from other students that are not in our same situation, but that we can go from within ourselves and find a greater value and greater creativity, greater strategies, and just a greater intelligence that we can deliver this for ourselves. And we can do this. We can fight. We can defend. We can advocate. We can counter-respond to our clients when we get in that deal, when we get in that case. That's what I believe. So this is what I am employing and working on and thinking about, something I've been thinking about throughout this 2-year waiting period of just a counter response. Not worrying about how I did at 1.29 GPA, but how am I going to respond? How can I bring this new level of myself, this new level of academic performance, this new level of seeing myself as a practicing lawyer and how I can develop the habits, the behaviors, the organization, the discipline? I believe delivering this to our law schools, being creative enough and compelling enough in this response, we will prevail. I don't have the magical formula of the way to actually write it down on paper because, again, I have not applied back to law school yet. But this is just my thought process and hoping that you can take from this idea, this concept that I have, and as you're going through this 2-year waiting period, simulating yourself as a litigator, negotiator, whatever it is that you desire to be in the law industry, and that you can keep yourself in this framework and thinking of, okay, do I want to be this litigator or negotiator that when I don't get the outcomes that I don't desire, that I just sit and pout and it's like, oh, this is the end? Or, you know what, client, I don't know. We lost at the trial level. We're not going to take it to the appellate court level. Like, no, we're going to fight with everything that we have. We're going to counter-respond. We're going to do everything in our behavior, everything in our power to get the desired outcome, result, not only for ourselves as the lawyers represent the clients, but for our clients, most importantly. So we have to still be in this mentality, in this framework, even in this 2-year waiting period. That, again, it's not separate. This is something that we are building on top of. And this is just one of the many strategies that I've been thinking about. So I hope that you can use this wherever you are and begin thinking as a litigator, as a negotiator, whatever you want to become. That if you can think about this and really deliver this counter response as you're going through this 2-year waiting period and up until the time you're going to reapply, and thinking in this way, being creative enough, compelling enough, we will prevail. It has to happen. It will happen. I know it. Even if it hasn't happened for me yet. But again, we have to go at this with strategy. Just can't go in there and just say, hey, law school, here I am. No, we have to be calculated. We have to be thoughtful. We have to be intentional. That's the way we're going to get back in. That's the way we can give ourselves a favorable chance. That's all that we desire. That's all we can go after. Favorable position. Counter response. That's all you need to focus on. I got more coming, so stay tuned.